That is why I like shooting in black and white. I never like how the color is on this. But we are in the studio room. And I must share and express this because for every person that gets online claiming to be something other than who they actually are other people such as myself, which are the ones to reveal the truth of this right here is completely me, and I'm everything in which I stated that I was. Yes, I am. See this room? It's got so much stuff in this room, and that's not even everything. I had so much studio equipment stuff, I had to literally put it in the trunk of my car. Yes, I did. And I won't speak on where my actual car location is at because, yes, we keep that to privacy to a minimum. But yeah, I'm speaking more so on like cords and stuff like that and other machinery type of stuff. I could not fit it all the way in this room because this room is what, like a 12 by, I believe this room is like a 12 by 16. So it's more like you will have like a tiny garage or something. That's the size of this room, and so to have so much equipment is to not be able to fit everything everywhere. So let's see. Let me see. When it comes to my actual clothing, see, anytime you're going to record sound, is to know and understand you must have a barrier. And that is in fact with the clothes right there. That's what my clothes, why there's stuff like that, that's the actual barrier. I'm apologies for that turtle tank because that's why I said I don't be in here recording anything. Usually I will sit in front of my actual laptops and record, but because it's so loud and I'm babysitting him until my mom comes back. There you go. I'm babysitting him until my mom comes back, and so he's in my room until that time period. But when she comes back, he'll be in the living room, and I'll be able to record on video. But till then, I'm usually in the kitchen on the floor recording where it's quiet. I tried to get far away from him because it'd be so loud, like really, really loud. But that's my 2 tripods, the 2 twins. Yes, they are. Brother and sister sitting neatly and quietly. What's that? My Rubik's Cube. I worship the Rubik's Cube. Yes, I do, dear love. The Rubik's Cube, because see, the Rubik's Cube makes you see life at all sides, which is how I love to see life. Pro Tools 12, see that? Pro Tools 12, that right there, that is in fact industry standard. It is what all the professionals in audio use to record what it is that they have to do in the area of projects and even in the area of post-production and fixing and repairing audio work. Oh, microphones, speakers and microphones. See all that dust right there? It is so much dust in this room. Yes, it is. But microphone 1, who is that? Sennheiser. Even that is industry standard. And my hand is shaking because, see all that dust? My hand is shaking because I'm trying to hold everything up. The speakers, headphones, when I say speakers, headphones, Sennheiser as well. They all go together. This microphone right here, oh, that's completely old. MXL, that is completely old. That's a condenser mic. Right there, that's a condenser, baby. It's old fashioned. That right there goes back to the 90s. It's what the hip hop boys used to use back in the 90s. My camera sits and sleeps and does everything else. I don't know why with this camera, why. This is a very interesting camera because you can, with the tripod and stuff like that, what I don't like is the fact that you can't plug it directly into the wall. I don't like cameras And that's how a lot of the equipment is made nowadays, where you got to actually take the battery out of it and plug the battery into the wall. I never liked equipment like that. Since the beginning of time, I like equipment where I can keep the battery in there and just plug it into the wall like a cell phone. I don't like that because, first of all, me opening and closing this unit can pose damage to it, which is, it has a lesser, what some might say, shelf life, because if you're constantly opening and closing in something, then you're going to pose damage. Yes, you are. And hopefully that does not in fact come from me. You see, this MacBook right here, I love it and sometimes I don't. This MacBook, how I started, turn it on and off and stuff, I put my finger right here, so it's all proficient in identity awareness, and you gotta stick your finger there if you want to turn me on. If you want to turn me on and get it up, baby, you gotta stick your finger right there. My cord, I got this because, oh, then the microphone cord, of course. This is long. That's like a, is that like a 50 feet cord? No, probably about 20 feet. It ain't really that long, but I do have a cord that's really, really long. Got my internet, Uverse. Yes, I do use the Uverse, which is why my internet is so slow. It is so slow. Focusrite interface. I'm going to make a video about that in itself, because for some unknown reason, with this laptop, oh, you see that down there? That is my USB external hard drive. You got to have that, 500 gigabyte. With this Focusrite, I don't know what is going on with this laptop in the area of, I have to keep Logic running. See, if you look on my desktop, you'll see that Logic right there is sitting there, but it is also running. No, it's not up on the screen, but it is in fact running. And you see Pro Tools right there, but Pro Tools is not running. But when it goes back to Logic Pro X, I have to keep that running in order for this interface to not constantly kick everything in and out USB wise. I don't know and understand why that actually is. It sucks if you ask me. It really does, because why would you have to have, first of all, this laptop is not a DAW DAW laptop, and yet it can be used for that purpose, which is why I use it. But why should I have to in fact have Logic running in order to prevent everything being ejected out of my USB ports? That's bootleg if you ask me. It's completely bootleg. But once again, this is a brand new laptop, straight from the factory, completely brand new. Let's see. We got Jake Paul on the wall. I got him up there because he does a lot of the crazy stuff that I used to do back in the day as a kid on Facebook and on social media, and even in different groups. I used to do some very wild stuff that was off the hook, was very off the chain. Stuff that when I said that I used to do stuff without thinking, and people used to tell me that, him and his brother are the same way. They just do all type of crazy, weird, random stuff. And you got Toni Braxton. I got her on there because she helps out with the progress, because I've been doing a lot of the stuff that I have been doing since 1996. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Aaliyah, she's on the wall. God rest her soul. I actually had a dream about her before she died. I had a dream that somebody was going to die, and I have to tell a story about that in another video, but yeah, it was a crazy dream. EDM equals Pro Tools 12. See, when I got Pro Tools 12, I run all the features, every single feature within Pro Tools 12. Yes, I can operate. And yet, for memory purposes, I got to make sure I have stuff on the wall where I can see it in case if I forget. I feel if you're going to have a program, you use every single feature. So, Not only that, I take notes of everything in which I do in areas I am trying to get better at. But once again, for memory purposes, I like to write everything down. And I got notebook after notebook after notebook of that type of information. Yes, I do, right here in this room. And I'm gonna make more videos as I go. I'm gonna make more videos showing stuff and how I operate stuff. You know, not really recording programs, but just my way of keeping notes and taking notes. Circle of fifths, I had to put that up there because when I first started school, I really didn't know, although I've been doing everything since 96, I didn't really know and understand the full effect of the circle of fifth, how you could actually expand off of that and use it for various things. Pan all tracks, that's a favorite of mine. That's my secret ingredient. When all knobs are turned away from center, left and right. Yes, so this type of stuff is basic information, and yet when you're doing a lot of things, you must have something that keeps your memory bank where it is. I'm saying enough for you to see it so that you could actually do it. You know? We know what that is. That's a hub. My first hub I had issues with and had to send it back. Too many issues. We got Prince. That is my inspiration. That's where I get my soul sound from. See that M right here? My M-Box Mini. I had that since 2000. Was that 2010? Because I had purchased Pro Tools 8 during that time. But I was using Sony Acid and some other programs before then. That Daytrola. The Daytrola. Underneath that, that's an actual CD player. It's a AM FM radio. CD player, it's a cassette player. And what else? It's got the turntable up underneath. See, my laptop is sitting on top of the turntable. We got my microphone, my other microphone. Didn't I just show 2 other microphones? There's a lot of microphones going on in this room. Yes, it is. But that right there, that is a M Audio Producer USB mic. You plug that directly into USB on your computer. You don't need any extra software to plug that in. And I'm sitting, Aaliyah, that's Aaliyah's face. I'm sitting her right back on top because when I get done, that's going back. You got other speakers. What else? See what I said about my notes? See the major scales right there? Major scales. And yet they're not all completed. They're not really printed out all the way. Chord progressions. That is on the wall as well. I make note of all type of stuff. And which is going to help me. Even this down here are notes. That is a syllabus. That yellow paperwork right there. That's a syllabus I made myself way before I attended college. Transposing chords. Test 4 I had to study before I went to school. Let me look and see something. Oh, we got a world history book. Yes, we do. This device right here, see that? That is in fact XM radio. Let me pull this up. That is in fact a XM to go from XM radio. I had that since like 2004. Let me tell you. You put this on, you strap it on you, and you go to the gym or something like that. I don't use it no more. And yet that's what that is. Oh, I can't really see in the dark right there. That right there, this is what I run my, you can't see it too much, but that is what I run my speakers and stuff through. This right here, that's M Audio I had that since 2008. Yes. When digital was really starting to get good in the area of recording. S&M audio. Let me pull it back out again. S&M audio fast track. Fast track. Plug your microphone in. In the back of it, you can plug your guitar in. Yes, you can. You can plug that directly to your computer. And then you can't see down there. There's actually a port that I plugged it into the stereo. You can do all that. Let me see. My Novation Launch Key 12. The key on this baby right here has completely blown out. My key on right here. My F key is blown out, and yet this baby right here sitting here is completely new. So I'm trying to gain understanding of why she's blown out. I could be completely going and going, and yet I cannot use this for anything. It's a faulty key. If we take it up a few notches, of course all the keys move depending on where you're actually going in the settings. But yeah, that key does not work. So to play an F and bring some soul into it, because to put in the work of putting the F right there is to put some soul into it. That right there is blues keys as it is, and yet they don't even work. Well, Mr. F doesn't. Maybe he's trying to tell me F you. Who knows? He is probably trying to say F you. This old vintage keyboard right here. See, I like everything old. Look. Oh, look. This is my dad. If you don't know, now you know that right there, that's my dad at rest. I'm saying that's his ashes, as well as the key to his car. His ashes sits right here. It's a reminder to have him nearby is inspiration in itself. But this keyboard right here, this keyboard is completely vintage. That's a Casio from the 1980s, like 1985. It's a Casio. See it? Complete Casio vintage. This right here, I can't even remember where I got this from. Carbon 49. I think I got this from Guitar Center. That is retro in itself as well. Look at it. I done wrote notes. See, I told you when I take notes, I write notes on everything. I even wrote Prince's name on the keyboard. That's how much the man inspires me. Yes, he's my inspiration. Anytime something come to mind, I'll write it out, and I don't care where I write it at. I got right here, it says the sharps, they're going that way. The flats, of course, they're going in reverse. Oh, hi, Miss O. Oh, don't you know that's Miss O? Yes, it is Miss O. Yes, it is. And that laptop I've had, that's a 12-inch. You got a 15-inch. You can tell because the difference in the sizing. Impact matters. Did I just cover it? If you didn't hear sound a second ago, that's because I accidentally covered the microphone. But yes, Oprah Winfrey. You know, truth is always truthful. BMI, the card. See, I'm going to make another video. I'm going to try and make a video just like this, but make it longer. But I just wanted to, post something. Because I am who I say I am. And sometimes when you don't show that, people don't believe whatever for whatever reason. Because to be online is to be separated. Toshiba? Yes. I got so many devices, it's beyond belief. Oh, my iPod Classic. That's my baby. I had her. She's in fact my wife. We married. I had her since 2012. That right there. That's actually nail polish, black nail polish. Please don't ask. I write on everything, paint everything, all that. But I had her since 2012, and she's still going. Matter of fact, I bought her the same time I bought her. No, not Oprah. Saying a laptop. What is that right there? That you know who that is. That's from Star Wars. See, when you obsessed with putting stuff and writing on stuff, all type of chaos just begins and ends. It's my other baby. She hardly gets used. That's why so much dust is on her. One day, yeah, soon enough, I'm gonna go through this room and make a video of all the junk going on in my space. Is that a phone? I think it's a phone. I think that's a phone. Could be. Who knows? There's a lot going on. This right here is for kids. And yet I do that. I use this right here for the purpose of keeping my cord strategy up. So when I'm sitting down and I'm not doing nothing, I feel like watching Netflix, I'll take what is behind it, which is actual chords that I have written out. I'll take those chords and practice my memorization in the area of the chords. Yes, I will. That's what I do. I'm a strange weirdo. Weirdos exist on this earth for a particular reason and only for a season. And that means when life comes to an end, you know it's over. But yes, neo soul chords, that's that right there. I practice that even with no sound. Even with there's no sound because there's no batteries in it and it's not plugged in. So I'll just take the keyboard. I'll take the keyboard and practice my hand placement. That's what I call it, piano hand placement. That way I can keep these stored in my memory. Yes. Then I got my Bach book, which I actually go through this book, you know, and study the notes. I don't know why I have an infatuation with reading notes. It's the most weirdest thing. You know, they say autism actually exists. Who knows? But yes, I study the Bach manual for what it is and study notes when also sometimes when I watch Netflix. I try to do this at least twice a week because to not keep up on something is to completely lose it. Yes, it is. I'm saying in the area of knowing, understanding your placement in life, in the area of the notes. I got all this type of stuff. I'm going to break it down and show it later. See that guitar fretboard? I drew that out. Remember when I said I when I spoke on in the area of I draw graphs and stuff like that? All this stuff I made as a syllabus for myself. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And some of these notes that say 2016, 2017, it's some notes in here I think that goes all the way back, even before I even attended college. I was making my own syllabus type of things even way back then. Because to be a brainiac is to create your own stuff. Yes, it is. That's my vision board. I'm going to speak about, see this right here? Do you see that? That's an actual radio that my father built with his hands. Yes, he did, because he had an electrical engineering degree, and yet he didn't live right in relation to that. And I think I spoke on that. I'm going to make a video about his life. I got my vision board. But yeah, my dad built that radio with his hands. Let me bring it back up. My dad built this radio with his actual hands, which is why I hold the gift of that I hold in relation to electrical engineering. I'm sorry if my hand is shaking, but I'm holding this with one hand. So yeah, he built that with his hands. Around the time of 1985, 1986. You know, because usually when you're in college and you're going to graduate college, usually that college will make you do projects to prove your worth of what you can do. And that so happened to be one of the things they made him do. But yeah, I want to do another one of these videos because I want to break down more of the programs that I have outside of what I spoke on. Pro Tools, you know, I won't be able to pull that up and show you sometimes what I be doing in the area of experimentation outside of what I already do. I like to experiment. I like to take stuff beyond what it is and just flip it into all type of things, you know. So when I showed that up on the wall where it says the EDM Pro Tools 12, that is the reason why it's so important for me to write that information down, because to experiment is to remember what you need to remember in order to experiment. But yes, my studio. Is that speaker? Oh, yes, one speaker is right there and the other speaker is right there. But yes, we will do this video over. This is just something to put up for right now. I got 50 million book bags. I got dog food. Look at magazines. Yeah, we're going to make more. We're going to make, more. I don't want my address and all that on there, because even though that's old mail, yes, it's old mail, I don't like my information like that online. But yeah, so see those book bags right there? 2 book bags. I got all type of book bags of all different natures. That's just 2. I got diapers. Those are actually Violet's diapers when she has her period and bleed. And then I got her little box for when she goes to the vet. But I'm just, man, these book bags that I got is beyond the point. Yes, it is. Those 2. Jansport. But yeah, do I got something in relation to the film on the wall? Yes, I do. But I just had to show that because somebody was asking me. They was asking me, like, well, where's your equipment stuff at? It's right here, and that still ain't, this ain't even all of it. Like I said, some of it is in fact in the car, and it has to be, because for me to be in a room of a size of a 12 by 16 is to know there's not enough room. There's stuff in bins. That's what I'm saying. Even in the closet, there's stuff in bins because all the stuff is not fitting. It's not fitting. All the devices are not completely right here. And yet, maybe later on, when I make more videos, we will make them there. But the problem is to be in a small enclosed space like this, when you start pulling stuff out, see, what I hate is when I start pulling stuff out, I have to put that stuff back, and I don't like that. I don't like having to be putting it back, everything. That's a remote control starter. Did I mention that? That device that's right there, that's a remote control starter. That starts your car. The car starts on its own, and I had that since way back in 2004 or 2003. It's been that long, but yeah. Studio space. I think when we move, I'm going to make this space, not this space, but when we move, I'm going to make the space a whole lot bigger than what it is, because see, seeming this is so tight, you can't extend anything out. That's why that keyboard right there is sitting on that table, is because I could have actually put something else, like another table or another, desk type of thing, a whole bigger desk I could have put in here and then just put that at the bottom. But that takes up too much room. And I like small spaces, and I like small things, which is why I have devices that are small and tiny, like that device and that one at the bottom that I showed you. I like small things, but I had to learn how to work more efficient with these small spaces, is all I'm trying to say. I would love to rent out like a warehouse or something, because that'll give you all the space that you need and a little bit more space. But yeah, more comes later. So, hope you enjoyed, even though I didn't post too much of nothing, but that was to answer a question. I'm going to end this video. Peace out. Enjoy your day. May it be special, beautiful, and even the more. 1.